Hello and welcome to Lore Fenton Gaming Plays Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D Remake. I'm your host Lore Fenton. In this Dragon Quest 2 HD-2D Remake video guide, I'm showing everybody my perfect party setup. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more Dragon Quest series videos like this. Do not forget the notification bell so be updated and much more. So, what is this guide all about? Well, this guide's all about picking the best scrolls for each of the scions, number 1. Number 2, the tactics you want to use. 3, gear. And number 4, how to win key battles like, for example, Jinlan and some of the story bosses, either the normal story or after the story. So, what we'll go ahead and do first is a spoiler warning. This following guide will contain spoilers from the story. Items that are spoilers as well too. So if you haven't beaten the story yet, you will get spoiled upon beyond this point, because some of the type of weapons you get in the story and some of the bosses that will be shown towards the end of the video as a huge demonstration is actually part of the story too. So if you want to get the information on how to make a powerful party like mine, then go for it. Otherwise, if you go forward, you will be spoiled. So let's go ahead and first go over the scrolls. In this section of the perfect party setup, there are scrolls. So in the game, scrolls, some of them you could use, only one person can use. Other times you will have to make a choice. So this part of the guide will show you on how to do just that. The first section will cover common sense scrolls you want to use on certain party members. Then the essential scrolls you want to use on certain party members, aka the skills we'll actually use in the build to annihilate bosses and more. So let's go ahead and do the common sense section first. In the first common sense scrolls section, you want to give the Prince of Midenhall any scrolls that gives them off edge in combat, aka like for example Undead Undoer, so that's great against the undead as well. Another thing is there's a debate between Dragon Slash, which is, of course, gives you extra damage against dragon type of foes. I usually give that to the Prince of Midenhall looking back now. You can also give him a Miracle Slash in scroll form if you want to, since that will heal him greatly. So that's about it for the Prince of Midenhall. Let's go ahead and go to the Prince of Cannock. As for the Prince of Cannock, give him elemental damage melee attacks, like for example the Crackle Slash, which will add ice to damage, which is good. Now, I said before, looking back, with the Dragon Slash, I gave it the Prince of Midenhall as well. Now, the Prince of Cannock has some skills and magic he already has. I'll list those. Now, one of them, that does great damage with a certain condition. I'll explain about that after this section. As for the newest addition to Dragon Quest II, the Princess of Cannock, give her anything like Padfoot, for example. This will be able to sneak around, I should say, the areas and such, if you can use it for her. Also, any luck-based abilities, like, for example, Assassin Stab, because she has the highest luck in the entire game. I'll go into greater detail of that when we go over her stats. Also, as for Service Call, between her and the Prince of Midenhall, give that to her. She has a greater MP pool than the Prince of Midenhall. His is terrible. That's about it. Let's go ahead and go over the final party member. Last but not least, the Princess of Moonbrooke. Give her any offensive magic, like for example, if there's any ice, fire, you name that, give that to her. If there's any debuff scrolls, like for example, Spooky Aurora, if she could use it, give that to her as well. In fact, she has the largest magic pool in the entire game. She'll use those common sense scrolls until a certain point in the game. Now, for this next section, I'm going to go ahead and talk about important scrolls, skills, and magic to look out for and use, I say, during boss fights and tough encounters. Now, let's go over the important skills, spells, and scrolls for the Prince of Midenhall first. Now, Focus Pocus. This will regen MP each round. That means every few MP you get, this is very good, especially if you're using Cutting Edge or a souped-up version of it. Now, the thing is if you find a scroll, give this to the Prince of Midenhall, because this way he'll unlock the souped-up abilities and such. It's better than a buff, because you're casting buff from anyone else who casts it, then they waste their turn instead of boosting themselves up. Now, next up is Wild Side. This will allow to attack with the same attack or skill twice around, so you get 2 for the price of 1. Now, this is only gained by turning in a certain amount of mini medals. There's a whole list at the mini medal place. I have a walkthrough that tells you where it's at. Check the email episode on that. Now, there's only 2 characters could use the scroll, and there's only 1 scroll wild side. Give this to the Prince of Midenhall. You're saying, why not the Prince of Cannock? Well, the Prince of Midenhall can use that and could do a Unbridled Blade twice around. We'll go over that in a few moments, I should say. As for the Prince of Cannock, he has an ability that is basically one shot, and that's it for most of the bosses, if he could pull it off. So let's go ahead and go to the next set of skills, spells, and scrolls for the Prince of Midenhall. Now for the next set of important skills and scrolls for the Prince of Midenhall, here we go. Unbridled Blade, souped up version of Cutting Edge ability. You learned this at level 41, so don't worry about looking for scrolls. The damage on Unbridled Blade is 400% strike damage. That's very good. Now, if you have Wild Side, you should use the scroll on Prince of Midenhall. That's 2 times you get to do that. Really powerful stuff. Also rolls off of strength as well too. So more strength, more damage you do. If you decide to max out strength on the Prince of Midenhall, yeah, the damage is greater. Some people actually will do that. Now, next up is Muster Strength. Now, if you want to really still go on like that, then what happens, Muster Strength does is this beyond round 3, is increase your damage by 200 to 500% by the next round. This will stack with War Drums. This will stack with the Spell ability. Now, good news about this, Prince of Midenhall already learns this at level 7. This is very early on. So, yeah, put that 200 to 250% damage to that 400%. You do a lot of damage times 2. Now, some people would do, like I do, Unbridled Blade first, and then see if Magic Burst will finish the job. Now we're done with the Prince of Midenhall. Let's go ahead and talk about the Prince of Cannock. Now, next up is the Prince of Cannock Important skills, spells, and scrolls. So here we go. Dodge Dance. Increase the chance for the user to evade attacks. This will allow souped up mode for the Cannocks. That's both the Prince and the Princess of Cannock. The Prince of Cannock learns this exactly at level 8. This is the first thing you should do for the first round, because what happens is unlock the other souped up abilities. There's one there for the Prince of Cannock is devastating. Now, next up is Channel Anger. Increase offensive magic damage by 50% plus. This is all offensive magic, every single one, including Magic Burst. We'll get to that in a few moments. Now, I don't know if it's before a post-game, but if you go into post-game, you fight Shenlong. Yeah, that's the dragon you saw at the very beginning of the video. What happens is this, everyone. You win against him. One of the wishes is actually a scroll that gives you the ability to boost up your magical powers. You probably want to get that first, so this way you can speed through the Shenlong fights a lot quicker. Reason why? Well, here's the next, I'd say, spell you want to look out for. Now, for some reason you do not have Channel Anger skill at all, then in the second round you want to do is go ahead and use the buff spell on the Prince of Midenhall. Yeah, that's right, buff up the Prince of Midenhall. That'll ensure he definitely gets souped up abilities. Now, here's another one. This is an important one, round 3. Magic Burst. This is a souped up version of Kamikaze. Kamikaze is when the Prince of Cannock sacrifices himself to do a lot of damage. Now, he gets the spell Kamikaze at level 28. Now, after you apply Dodgy Dance and you're able to go ahead and use Kamikaze souped up, this will turn into Magic Burst. So let me go ahead and tell you what Magic Burst does. Magic Burst is when the Prince of Cannock uses all of his MP to do damage. More MP means more damage. This gets buffed up by Channel Anger. Yeah, that's right, Channel Anger. That 50% boost in offensive spells, it applies to all of it, including Magic Burst. This will guarantee you 999 damage. If you don't have Channel Anger, go ahead and have the Princess of Moonbrooke at the second round cast Spooky Aurora. We'll go ahead and talk about that in a bit. But this is a boss killer. This will kill most bosses. Shenlong will be almost near the red. He'll be at yellow, but he'll almost be near the red. This is a very deadly spell. It's broken. It's OP. Now, last but not least, I decided to add an item. Elfin Elixir. Heals all MP. So make sure the Prince of Cannock has a few of those on him. And believe me, if you do, start using it against certain bosses, and yeah, it's a game over for that boss. And that's about it for the Prince of Cannock. Let's go ahead and go over the important skills, spells, and scrolls for the Princess of Cannock. Now, next up is the Princess of Cannock. So let's go over her important skills, spells, and scrolls. Dodgy Dance increases the chance for the user to evade attacks, just like the Prince of Cannock version. This will also allow souped up mode for the Prince of Cannock and the Princess of Cannock. So the Cannocks basically use the same ability. It's pretty awesome. The Princess of Cannock learns this upon joining the party. Yeah, that's right. When the Prince of Cannock gets sick and then you cure him, the princess will join along, and she gets this. This is a great way to start round 1 off, by the way, on getting your souped up abilities. We'll go in that tactics when we get down that road. Now, next up is Muster Strength. Increase your damage by 200 to 250% by the next round. Now, you get the scroll from a certain event in the story. And when you get that scroll, use that right away for the Princess of Cannock. Reason being is you'll heavily benefit from it. Now, Muster Strength will stack with War Drums and the Oomph spell. So let's go ahead and go to the next set of skills, spells, and scrolls for the Princess of Cannock. Now, next up is Thunder Dragon Dance. This is a souped up version of Twin Dragon Lash. Twin Dragon Lash, the Princess of Cannock learns at level 41. What Thunder Dragon Dance does is it deals 380% lightning damage twice. So that's 308% lightning damage times 2. And yeah, I think it's more strength or more attack power. It does more damage. Very powerful stuff. Very deadly against lightning weakness foes. There's quite a few in the game, especially, as I say, towards the end of the game, where the Princess of Cannock will definitely rule the day. It's very, very deadly for her, so give her a good weapon, and that's it. And we're going to go ahead next is go over the Princess of Moonbrooke's important skills, spells, and abilities. Last but not least is the Princess of Moonbrooke. So I'm going to go over at this time her skills, spells, and scrolls. Now, first of all, Wild Side, you get to use the same ability spell twice instead of once per round. This is very useful for applying debuffs and healing big time. The Princess of Moonbrooke learns this at level 35, no scrolls at all, so she gets this for free as long as you level up to 35. Next up is Sap, significantly reduce the defense of a single enemy. Princess of Moonbrooke learns this at level 13. Now, this is a great way to set up the Prince of Midenhall and, of course, the Princess of Cannock's soup up abilities. Now, next up is Spooky Aurora. Weakens an enemy's resistance to all offensive spells. This is only in scroll form, so you find the first scroll, give this to the Princess of Moonbrooke. This is great to weaken your foe's, I should say, spell resistance to all offensive magic. So if she decided to go ahead and do that first, and then of course the Prince of Cannock does magic burst, he does a little bit extra damage big time with that, which is really nice. I'm gonna go over the next set of skills, spells, and scrolls for the Princess of Moonbrooke. Now, next up is Multi-Heal. Heals every party member 75 hit points each. Can get a critical hit to heal more than 75 hit points each. Very powerful healing, so if you have a Wild Side, it does it twice, even though it costs the same amount of MP when you do it twice. It's very good for Princess of Moonbrooke to learn this at level 32. This is her best healing spell in the game. This is a oh crap moment. And if you have a certain item on her, I should say, yeah, you do it 4 times with Wild Side. I'll get to that item in a bit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add this here, War Drums. An item that boosts up attack power for everyone in the party. Just like the Oomph spell, but everybody gets a round of that. Now, you steal this from Bagel Labs, Rock Bombs, and other killing machines. Yeah, the Princess of Cannock's Steel Sickle will do that for you. Now, next up, if you want to get the drop version of War Drums, is Hardy Hands in postgame will drop this as well. And that's about it for the important spells, skills, scrolls, and more. Next up, we'll go over the stats of each of the party members. We'll start with the Prince of Midenhall, also get some gear advice from him for endgame. In this section, we're going to go ahead and cover the Prince of Midenhall's role, and of course, what siege you should give him. Now, he's a frontline fighter. He should be always the #1 slot, so this way they attack him first over everyone else. Now, I'm going to go over first what his stats are and such. The Prince of Midenhall's stats are the highest in strength, hit points, resilience, and stamina. So he's basically the tankiest of the tanks. Some people use the forbiddens, I should say, souped up ability to make him as an actual tank. Other times they pump his strength up to highest as they could go, and or his attack power to do a lot of damage with the souped up version of Cutting Edge. Now, as for seeds, I believe he should be the number one to get strength in that. And if you max out his strength, go for hit points, resilience, or stamina. It depends on the other ones you want to fill out. That's about it for this section. Let's go over his gear. Now, for the Prince of Midenhall endgame gear, it follows Erdrick's Supreme Sword. So you have to do a quest to fix the Faded Sword until it becomes the Erdrick's Sword. After that, you go into post-game, defeat the Dragon Lord's great-grandson, not once but twice in battle. Once you do that, then he will empower your Erdrick Sword into Erdrick's Supreme Sword. This is the very best sword in the game for him, so make sure you definitely want to equip that. As for shield, Erdrick's Supreme Shield is a very good shield. Protects against, I think it was fire and ice and much more. Erdrick's helmet, that's the best for him for headgear. As for armor, Erdrick's armor. That gives you some nice protection as well too. For accessory 1 and 2, Mighty Armlet. This will greatly boost up the Prince of Midenhall's attack power, which is very good. That's about it for the Prince of Midenhall. Next up is the Prince of Cannock's. What's his basics, his role, also what seeds to give him, and his gear. In the past, the Prince of Cannock was your healer until Dragon Quest II HD-2D Remake version. Now he's more powerful with nuking spells, like for example the Lightning Spell line, and a souped up Kamikaze, the non-elemental damage of Magic Burst. So I'm going to go ahead and go over right now what he is, also what seeds you should give him. The Prince of Cannock is a well-balanced character, so there's no really positive or negative about his stats and such. And here's the seed you should give to him in order. Magic seeds to give him more MP. That especially rolls off of the Magic Burst damage. Wisdom seeds boost up his wisdom score second. And third, you have a choice between strength or agility to do for him as well too. It depends on the situation. Now let's go over his special, I think, ability that you do gain in a story for him. Now, this is one of the spoilers I'm talking about. Here we go. The Prince of Cannock gets curse proof after he is cured of his sickness in the story. This is exactly the same time the Princess of Cannock joins the party permanently. So once she joins the party, the Prince of Cannock gets this upside. This means, in translation, no downside when you equip Curse Gear, except for not being able to remove it by normal means unless you use magic or a priest. So there's two ways you can go with the Prince of Cannock for endgame gear. So here we go. Here's the deal about the Prince of Cannock. As I split his gear into two, for those of you who do not want to use any Curse Gear at all, and those who want to take full advantage of his upside of Curse Gear. So this is the not Curse Gear edition. Here we go. Falcon Sword Ruin does 2 attacks per round, much more powerful than a Falcon Sword that is normal. Now this is either dropped by the final boss in the story, or, yes, or you can steal it from a Liquid Metal Slime. Here's a shield, Liquid Metal Shield. This is a very nice shield, protects against some elements, which is nice. You win this by the Tombola game. That's a secret one. Yeah, you have to find out what that is. Next up, I decided to give two. The second Duplicit Hat that is in post-game. What that does is cast the same spell twice. Second time it's free. Very good stuff if you want to see if Magic Burst does that. And the other thing is a Liquid Metal Helm if you want a little bit more defense on that. For armor, I decided to go for Liquid Metal Armor. Again, just like the helm and the shield, you win in the secret mini game. Yeah, I'll say is you'll find out how to get there. Accessories, I gave him the Mighty Armlet, which is nice, boosts up his attack a little bit. And Mirror Right Bracer doubles his agility. Reason why I say this is most important for him in both setups is so this way he could definitely be like one of the first few characters in a round versus a monster or a boss. So let's go over the Curse Gear. As for Curse Gear for the Prince of Cannock, here we go. Sword of Ruin. This is a very cursed equipment. However, you get all the upsides. High damage, critical hits more often than not. I heard spells are in that same category too. And now, here's a shield. Shield of Shame. This will give you high resistance in spells, breath attacks, you name it. Helm. Mask of Implacability. Now, this mask has extremely high defense. Now, with the Prince of Cannock, you don't get the 0 luck at all. As for armor, hate mail, very high defense, very high resistance in spells. Yeah, you get the upside of that. As for accessories, 1 and 2, same as the other one, mighty armlet and a meteorite bracer. That's about it for the Prince of Cannock. Let's go ahead and talk about the Princess of Cannock basics, what seeds she needs, and gear. Let's go over the Princess of Cannock, the newest party member in the Dragon Quest II versions. In the other versions of the game, it was 3. She's left out, but however, in Dragon Quest II HD-2D Remake, you get the 4th and final party member, which is the Princess of Cannock. Her role is either DPS, melee, or she could pitch in support for healing and such. So let's go over her basics and what seeds you should give her. Now, for the Princess of Cannock, she has the best agility and luck in the party. Now, with her luck, it's really up there. So that means she could get critical hits, resist a lot of stuff, and all the goodies with luck. Now, as for seeds, give her the luck seed, number 1. Number 2, give her the agility seed. And if you get those 2 topped off, go for the strength seed. Now, let's go ahead and go over her gear. Now, for the Princess of Cannock endgame gear, here is as follows. Rubens' sword, you get that from Genlon. Very good sword. As for shield, liquid metal shield. Again, you get that from the secret minigame. Also the helmet, liquid metal helm, a lot of defense in that. Once again, secret minigame. Armor, X Toga. Now, you get that, if I remember right, in the Cave of Confusion. Very powerful armor, so it resists a lot of elements. Also resists a lot of status elements and such like that. Spirit Bracer, very high defensive increasing item. Meteorite Bracer, doubles your agility. This is important, so this way she either goes first in attacking, or second, or maybe third. In other words, any one of those 3 with the Meteorite Bracers will always go first over the monsters and the Prince of Midenhall. That's about it for the Princess of Cannock. Let's go over the final party member, the Princess of Moonbrooke. Now, next up, and which is last but not least, is the Princess of Moonbrooke. Now, in the past, she was your designated nuker in the other versions of Dragon Quest II. That changed drastically in Dragon Quest II HD-2D Remake. She could heal. She could also debuff your foes. When that happens, your other party members take full advantage of that. So let's go over her basics and what seeds you should give her. Now, here's the deal about the Princess of Moonbrooke. She has the best wisdom and magic point pool in the party. Downside of that is low hit points and low, of course, strength. But the wisdom and magic points is very nice. As for seeds, if you decide to go seed farming, give her wisdom, number 1, to boost up her wisdom points. Give her magic, which is MP, more MP, that's the better for her. And third, give her resilience or stamina, so this way she boosts up her defense, since she has the lowest in the party. And let's go over her equipment. Now, for gear for the Princess of Moonbrooke, here it is as follows. Godbird Scepter, best scepter for her in the entire game. You can use it as an item, which is a very powerful fire magic, but we'll just use that as a last resort. Shield, liquid metal shield, boosts up her elemental defense on some. You get that from a certain minigame. That's a secret one. Helmet, duplicit hat. Now, when you have the ultimate key, you go to Ripple Port inside that house there. That's where a duplicit hat is at. That's the first one. Give that to her. That's important for this build. What this does is, once again, is it casts the same spell twice. For instance, multi-heal costs a certain amount of MP. Second time, that's free, but with the same effect it does. So everybody gets healed for 75 hit points twice, more if it critical hits. Armor, Godbird Robe. It's the best robe for her in the entire game. Boosts up her resistance. Big time. Now, this is found, if I remember correctly, somewhere in post-game. Accessory, Spirit Bracer, boosts up her defense. And the Meteorite Bracer, that's in the Cave of Confusion, I believe, or somewhere in post-game, doubles her agility. So if her agility is really high, she could debuff first, and then everybody takes advantage of that. That's about it for stats, seeds, and gear advice. Next up is tactics and what you need to do for every round in the battles to come, or especially against boss fights. Now, normally to get souped up abilities because of the soul sigil, you normally have to be under 50% hit points. Well, there are certain conditions that does not happen. So, for instance, the Prince of Midenhall, with this tactics I'm about to set up, does Focus Pocus. He could do souped up abilities. As for the Prince of Cannock, Dodgy Dance. Same thing with the Princess of Cannock, Dodgy Dance. As for the Princess of Moonbrooke, I'm having her on healing and debuffing as well. So let's go through each round of my tactics for all 4 party members. So here we go. Let's go with round 1. So Prince of Midenhall should do Focus Pocus. This will open up his souped up abilities, also regenerate his MP. Now for the Prince of Cannock and the Princess of Cannock, they both should do Dodgy Dance. They'll up their evasion, so foes will miss more often than not against them, number 1. But most importantly, number 2, their souped up abilities will now open up. As for the Princess of Moonbrooke, you could do 2 options. War Drums, you buff up everybody in the party's attack. Or you could do Wild Side, so this way she'll be ready to cast, for instance, multi-heal total 4 times because she has the duplicit hat versus 2 times. Now, let's get to round 2. Now, for round 2, Prince of Midenhall should do Wild Side. Why is that? His next ability, you want to attack twice, even though it costs a little bit more MP because of that. As for the Prince of Cannock, Channel Anger, 50% boost in magical offensive spells. If he does not have that yet, go ahead and heal a party member or use the buff spell on the Prince of Midenhall, so this way it ensures he soups up, of course, his abilities, plus that extra defense is nice. As for the Princess of Cannock, muster strength, so this way her next attack will be very potent and powerful. Now, as for the Princess of Moonbrooke, you have a few options. If you use War Drums in the first round, use Wild Side immediately. If you use Wild Side, then use War Drums. Now, if you want to, if you'll save, go ahead and cast Spooky Aurora, drop your foe's spell resistance. That's another option. Or Sap to drop your foe's defense. Now, if things get bad, go ahead and have her multi-heal. She'll either multi-heal twice or 4 times, depending on what you did in round 1. Now, let's get to round 3. This is the final round. It should finish off most bosses, or at least drop them to near death, or get them close to another phase. Now, for round 3, Prince of Midenhall should do Unbridled Blade. This is a souped-up version of Cutting Edge, so when you get in the menu, select Cutting Edge, and then select the button, just click on it, a little icon will flash. That means it will become an Unbridled Blade when that is used in combat. As for Prince of Cannock, go ahead and get to Kamikaze Spell. Don't select the normal way, instead do the souped-up way. You see a little icon again moving across Kamikaze. That means it's souped up into Magic Burst. When you do Magic Burst, you're going to do a lot of damage. This is the spell that will wipe out bosses. This is, I would probably say, the Dragon Quest II version of the Armageddon spell from the Might and Magic series and the Ultima series. Yeah, nothing survives that is, of course, evil when you do that. As for the Princess of Cannock, Thunder Dragon Dance. So what Thunder Dragon Dance do is a souped up version of a Twin Dragon Lash. So when you do Twin Dragon Lash, what you do at this time is go ahead and select it, but don't do it the normal way, do the soup up way. And when that happens, it becomes Thunder Dragon Dance. That means you'll attack twice, but with a lot more damage, big time. As for the Princess of Moonbrooke, go ahead and debuff your foes, Spooky Aurora to drop their spell resistance, or Sap. You do either or if you haven't done one or the other yet. If things get bad, have her to heal. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Heal MP recovery round. Now let's go over the Recover MP round. This is for in case you need to get the MP recover, or you start the next battle, fighting another boss or another phase. Prince of Midenhall, muster strength if he, of course, still has the souped up ability access. If not, see round 1. As for Prince of Cannock, Elfin Elixir to fully recover his MP, which shows this way if you want to, go ahead and do Magic Burst to finish off the boss, or do a lot of damage. Princess of Cannock, still muster strength, so she could do her next attack. If not, see round 1, if her souped up ability access is denied. As for the Princess of Moonbrooke, you have a few ways to go with this. Debuff your foes, Spooky Aurora to drop their spell resistance, or Sap still. Or if things get bad, good idea just have her focus on healing big time. She can heal 2 or 4 times with multi-heal, which is basically a full heal. I'm going to go ahead and give my reasonings behind, of course, the recovery round big time. So the recovery round's like this. After this, repeat round 3. If the boss is still alive, that means Magic Burst, Unbridled Blade, Thunder Dragon Dance. The recovered MP round is used for multi-bosses fights, as for example Hargon and Malroth. Yeah, that's a multi-boss fight. That's where you use, of course, the Elfin Elixir, so on and so forth. When you get to a multi-phase fight, that is used as well. Now, here's the deal. When you get to a phase or multi-boss fight, you might have to repeat, of course, after that, step 1 to 3, because sometimes your buffs go away. That means you're just setting yourself up after a recovery round to do this all over again and wreck some bosses. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this tactic I just talked about. Now, the target we're going to demonstrate against is, of course, true boss fight Hargon. That is before the true boss fight, so it's just like normal Hargon, but souped up a bit. So I'm doing what I'm doing with the characters from round 1. I'm going to have, of course, Claire just wild side it. There you go. Carl's going to go ahead and do Dodgy Dance, same thing as Bellatrix. After that, Alan's going to go ahead and do Focus Pocus. So 3 of the 4 characters now could soup up their abilities. Now Hargon's going to go ahead and do some magical damage. However, he's going to try a Sweet Breath. Bellatrix looks like she didn't fall asleep. So next round, we'll have Alan here go ahead and wild side it. Yeah, you'll be able to do Unbridled Blade twice. Carl's going to go ahead and do Channel Anger. And Bellatrix is going to go ahead and muster Strength. And Claire, I'm going to say screw it. I'm going to have her heal, just to make sure Hargon doesn't do that devastating ability in this round. So there you go. She heals again. She gets to do it 4 times. I'm just going to make sure everybody gets topped off. So there you go. Now the other 3, they're just getting ready to destroy this boss in the next round. This is the calm before the storm. So watch what Carl does. Now he does Channel Anger. The damage he's going to do is going to be amazing in the next round. Bellatrix and Alan's going to do some great damage as well. Okay, he's going to attack again. He's going to do Kaboom. And yeah, I'll just recover the next round after that. So let's go ahead and finish off Hargon. I should say the souped up version of it. Cutting Edge on Alan, souped up. Carl's going to go ahead and do Kamikaze souped up, which is Magic Burst. Bellatrix is going to use her ability souped up, which is now from Twin Dragon Lash to Thunder Dragon Dance. And Claire's going to multi-heal. Yeah, Hargon likes to do magic damage that is devastating. Now, go ahead and wave bye-bye after everybody's fully healed to Hargon. You'll see in a few moments. There you go. So now let's go ahead and see after the healing is done. Watch the 3 of them start doing some serious damage. So watch this. And look how it goes. All right, so that's over 1.5k or so. Now he's going to do Magic Burst, Carl. He's going to finish off this souped-up version of Hargon. 999 damage, and there you go. That is how this tactic works, and you'll be able to defeat bosses or move to the next boss or phase with ease. When you do get the Soul Sigil and have its power open up, you want to definitely start the round 1 and 2, 3 abilities and such. So for instance, for example, if you have Kamikaze on, I should say, the Prince of Cannock, then of course get some, I should say, potions that'll heal MP. Save those Elfin Elixirs for the post-game bosses or the really tough bosses out there. So this way, your Prince of Cannock could instantly sometimes one-shot the boss or put him where he's holding the ropes trying to get out of the way. Try to leave the battle arena but can't. Another thing is as for seeds, list my suggestion on it. Like for example, there's 2 characters look for a seed of strength. Give that to the Prince of Midenhall over, for instance, the Princess of Cannock. Go for the gear. I suggest it. So if you cannot find any, go ahead and go for ones that are 1 or 2 steps down that way. Yeah, as for weapons, like a sword, give that to the Prince of Midenhall, and then of course give that to the second character who has the best weapon is the Princess of Cannock. The Prince of Cannock has a magic burst when a Kamikaze becomes that, so you're fine with that as well too. Follow my 3 rounds to a T. Just remember the recovery round is there if you're facing multi-stage bosses, want to finish off a boss, or better yet, find another boss, like for example Hargon to Malroth. Other than that though, this is a good and fun way to really wreck your foes. And just remember the common sense scrolls help as well too. Just focus on the main ones I have for abilities and magic for the 1, 2, and 3 rounds to get or so. This is it for my Dragon Quest II HD-2D Remake Perfect Party Setup video. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Thanks for watching and have a great day or night, and do please stay safe. Please subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. If you like what you see, then pick my suggestion on the upper left hand corner or YouTube suggestion on the bottom left hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and take out this slime for looking at me very funny.